Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Oh yes, today's another one. Like a mother, like a motherfucking smack at it. Orale. As you can tell by that thumbnail right there, what the fuck is Gunner gonna talk about today? Indubitably. And in Menudo style of direct fashion homes, I'm gonna tell you guys a story that was told to me by, yes, an active norteño, a real one, a homeboy that I grew up with my whole pinche vida, my whole life. Says que, hey, we kicked it, we been there, we done that together, riding in the 6'4" con 3 wheels and everything. Yes, this is a real one, man, and everything that he says, I honestly and truly believe. So I fact checked him. Fuck it, Holmes, you know, straight up, homeboy or not. So because I can't call it like an alcoholic. Sometimes people like to tell outlandish stories, things that they like to put tapatio on, a little bit of hot sauce. But I felt that if for no other reason, this story should be put out there. This is real. And this is something maybe not a lot of people know. And it's something that could be widespread. Like, let's go viral. Let's say, right? Let's go viral one time. This is real talk. Anyway, so everybody knows who Saddam Hussein is. Okay? Or was. So let's get going. He's gone now, right? But at the same time, he was a dictator in the country of Iraq. And there was a lot going on in them times. You guys remember, man, the Gulf War, Kuwait, the invasion, things of that nature. The military was involved in that fashion. And like I said in my spill the other day, there was a lot of active gang members involved in the military at that time, as there is now, right? There's a lot of gang members. There's a lot of everybody in the military. So I was scared when you go there, you take your Jordans off, you lace up your boots, and you handle business on behalf of the country. Now, at the same time, I had a homeboy from my city, from Merced, that's created by the dope sound, right? That I grew up with, that actually went and did a couple tours in Iraq. Okay, so he was involved in all the political shit that was going on, all the hierarchy shit that was going on. He's seen it in real life for what it was, okay? So one day I'm at his pad. And he's a little off, homes. I wouldn't say a J-Cat. The homeboy's a little bit different. He's been through a few things, right? He went and did a couple tours, like I said, at an elite level. The vato is an elite vato. Okay, he was part of special forces. Now, I didn't know this at the time. Sasuke, to me, he was just another homeboy from the hood that used to do crystal meth. I didn't know he was involved to that degree, right? I mean, most people that are involved in special forces or army rangers and things of that nature, they're not going to sit down and tell you. They're not going to boast and brag. It's something that they hold close, near, and dear to them, to their hearts. So they run with it. You know what I mean? Sasuke, their antennas are up, so they know what time it is. But these are highly trained elite warriors that go and defend our country. So Sasuke, trip out. He's an active norteño at this time. To this day, quiet as is kept. Allegedly, he still is an active norteño. Still representing his body, representing his hood. And at the same time, Sasuke, that is a pinche marine. Right? Straight up, you can't be mad at him. Ole Paco. So trip out. One day I'm at his pad and we're kicking it in his garage. And he's a homeboy of mine. Even though at one point in time, our neighborhoods were enemigas, meaning they were enemies. There was a lot of red on red in the past. He's always been a good friend of mine because this Vato never participated in that bullshit. He had brothers that did at a high level participate in the red on red. But he was just too on his grown man shit, right? That Vato was an old soul. He kind of just kicked it. And like I said, we've known each other since we were kids. We're good friends. We weren't homeboys. We were friends. Still are, I consider us friends. To what degree friends right now, I can't call. I haven't talked to him for a minute. But anyways, we're good homeboys, right? So I'm kicking it in his garage. And we're posted up, smoking a little something. He's smoking a little something. And he has this Iraqi flag that's on his wall. So one day I said, hey, trip out, bro. Why are you representing Iraq around this motherfucking camp, Holmes? You know what I mean? Is there something I should know that I don't know about you? And he said, let me tell you a story. Sit down here. I'm so disgusted with you, gun. Sit down here. Let me tell you a story. And so the story went like this. I thought I should present this story to the people because this is something that's part of American history that not a lot of people know. Yes, just like that thumbnail says, there was an active norteño involved in the killing of Uday Hussein and Quasi Hussein, Saddam Hussein's sons. Special operation about to go down right now. You heard it here first. The wind's blowing. These are facts, right? So trip out. The Vato tells me, he said, in 2003 in Mosul, they had received some information, some intelligence. I said, what the fuck were you receiving intelligence for? You're not an intelligent Vato. He says, I'm highly intelligent Vato. Don't even go there, right? He was part of special forces, a special forces team operation that was to go in and fucking basically apprehend Quasi and Uday Hussein, which were Saddam Hussein's sadistic sons. Okay, so he started to give me the backstory on Uday, who was the more of the fucking sadistic one. Sadistic meaning they're fucking crazy, right? They're the type of vatos that are in the 4 yard that are stabbing everyone allegedly, right? This is how his get down was. And he told me stories about this guy. This guy was so treacherous that he used to go to weddings. They called him the wedding crasher. He would go to weddings of newly fucking wed a bride and the groom, and tell them about it's a trip out. It's going to be like this, that's it, right? And he did it just like this too. It's going to be like this, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and sleep with your lady tonight. We're going to honeymoon. I'll bring her back mañana, pero not exactly intact. But, you know, I feel like garbage tonight. And then if the guy disagreed, then they killed him right there on the spot. And pretty much everyone in that wedding. He did this time and time again where he started to become the wedding crasher, where people actually had to do their fucking weddings in hiding because they were so scared. He was such a treacherous and dangerous individual. He was considered what they called a playboy. He was all about his looks, all about his style. He had several vehicles. And he used these advantages of being Saddam Hussein's son to the T. So that's que the vato was a psychopath, a maniac. He did a lot of bad things to a lot of good people, right? And a lot of bad things to a lot of bad people. So okay, he just did shit when he wanted. He did whatever he wanted. That was his stilo. So he was a very highly sought after target to the United States because he posed a big threat. He was a dictator at its finest. Actually, he wasn't even the one doing it. Saddam was the man, right? Pero, you know, hey, my dad's the president, bitch. What are you gonna do about it, right? And that's how he played the game. And he did it with psychopathic tendencies. You know, he was a psychotic dude. There were several other things he did. Now, his brother was more the quiet type, more of the business-orientated family member. One of the ones that you didn't know what the fuck he was thinking, but he was thinking all right. You know what I mean? That guy right there, there's not a lot of stories about Quasi because Quasi was a little bit more dangerous, right? Whereas Uday was the one that was out there, the boisterous, the gunner of this shit, right? Hey, fuck it, mi vida loca, la primera, right? I want his bride. He actually, at one point in time, was head of the Olympic Committee for the Iraq team. And if they lost the game, he had their head up their asses faster than a rabbit gets fucked deep over. See, he did bad things to his team, like lighting their feet on fire. He would make them for hours kick around a concrete soccer ball and execute them. So, come here, bitch. Hold up. You missed a fucking goal, I said. Let's get this piece of shit, Frank. Right? Straight up, he wasn't playing. Manolo. What? Shoot that piece of shit. But I never did nothing. Yeah, you never made a goal either, bitch. I get bam. That's how dangerous and how vicious he was. So, hey, it's needless to say, the vato was a target. The United States wanted to get rid of this guy, and not necessarily go kill him, but they wanted to at least capture him and beat him for a little while. You know what I mean? That's how it be like sometimes. This is war. Okay, this is war. This is guerra, and you need to understand, man. I know violence ain't the way to go, but sometimes silence is not good. You know, violence is a little bit at some points in time. Anyways, so in 2003, July 2003, my homeboy was in Iraq, and he was part of the special operations team. And this is his story, and I'm just telling it. This is a fact. Like I said, man, the homeboy has no reason to lie. He just don't get down like that. If you know him, Sasuke, you knew better, you do better. He's the type of dude that slap the dog shit out of you and keep it pushing. Sasuke, he'd be like, are we going to get Arby's? You just slapped the shit out of me. Did I? I don't know. See, I'm special forces. That's what you can't even tell. I just specially went in there and forced your face that way. Bang, bang. That's how he was. He's just different, right? So he's telling me the story that in 2003, what happened was he was part of that special operation team. And they actually went to engage. They found out where Uday, I think Kwase and his Uday's son, as well as a bodyguard, they were all holed up at some fucking big ass fucking pad, right? So they went in there and in a ghost fashion, they went in there to handle their business. And Uday and them were no punks. They started to engage the special force team, the Marines, the Army, whoever went in there. They started to engage with them, and there was a 4-hour standoff, a 4-hour gun battle. I told my homeboy, I said, to what degree of standoff? He said the pinche highest degree. So let's get bullets and everything. Oh my! I was scared. I thought you at the same time I'm going for broke. Now you got to understand at this time the vato was an active norteño, and he did actually tell me that there was also an active Southsider from the Florencia gang. Simon, you heard it here first. From Florencia that was actually in his squad too. So these guys were up under, I forget the guy's name. He told me his name. So it's neither here nor there. Who was their sergeant? But they actually went in with the motherfucking, the notion to capture these guys, but they weren't expecting this high caliber fucking standoff that happened. So they're having the shootout. It was very well documented. You could Google it. You can look it up. Google. I don't know how to spell Google, but I know how to say it. Google. Google it. These vatos fucking engage with the enemy. Eventually what happens is they can't get him. They can't get him, man. Uday's about his business. Okay, he's in an AK-47 fashion, right? So what happens is bombers come in. Simon bomber. Now, this ain't the level 4 yard. You're not talking about a bomber, a retriever, and a hitter. I'm talking about bombers from up there. They come and they start to bomb. Okay, what a lot of people don't know, and I'm here to tell you first. Simon, cabrones, right here, point blank range. A lot of people think that these guys were killed other than the son, because the son later on got in a lightweight shootout to which his cap got peeled backwards, were killed, but that's not the facts. The facts are, my homeboy said that these vatos gave up a good fight. The bombers came in. This vato Uday was actually trapped, and my homeboy had to run up on him one time and say, I was scared. You want to open the door, C4, the door, no beef, no, right? Let's just say he got smoked. Just to put his lights out to make sure that, you know what I mean, everything was everything. So yes, man, news flash, breaking news. It's fucking 100 years later, but I'm telling you right now, there was active gang members, Norteño and Sureño, defending our country against a psychopath like Saddam Hussein's son, Uday. It's a fact. It happened. The homie went in there. He showed me a lot of things and told me a lot of things about how the gang members in the military were conducting themselves and how they were getting down. Here's another thing vatos don't know. You guys want to hear some knowledge you can't get in New College? I'm scared, trip out. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of a different story today. He told me that when they invaded also the palace, Saddam Hussein's palace, that there were fucking pallets of feria wrapped in plastic. We're talking about uncirculated American $100 bills. So I was like, fuck, you already know I would have been hoping shit. So let's give you what you got. I got 10,000. Let's see. And in that fashion, right? I would have been cool. Shit, I would have been, hey, I'm going for broke. You know what I mean? I would have been walking like that. What are you doing? I'm in $100,000 fucking motion right now, right? Anyways, a lot of this money, man, they were smart the way they were getting it out of the country. The way they were getting out of the country is smooth. They give you stamped envelopes in the military. These vatos figured out somehow, some way, that if you put 10 $100 bills, which is a tawao, a band, right? You put them in these letters, you were able to mail as many of them as you want. Needless to say, the homeboy mailed a lot of money home, right? There was also gold bars that were in this palace, and that there was a big investigation because they found one of the Humvees, the bottom carriage, stocked with gold bar. What those were trying to come up? I ain't mad at them. Shit, I'd have been doing the same thing. So I would have hooked a gold bar and $155,000 on 50 vehicles. On Pyro, I would have, right? Just because I could have. You know, so I can't even fit one more dollar bill. Fuck it. One more. Just do it. So I need assistance in this one, right? It would have been an ugly situation, but at the same time, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, I'd have went to the store, the fucking hundreds would have smelled like cagada, but hey, the Gucci would have been Gucci, right? Pero you would have called it Pucci. Anyways, this is some of the stories that he told me. I said, well, where'd you get this fucking flag at? That's how the story started. He actually got that presidential flag from the presidential palace. He took it down while everybody else was taking money and jewelry and porn magazine. The vato was taking the flag down because he wanted a memento, and he has it, and that's a fact. I just thought it was a story to put out there and a story to tell, an actual factual story to tell, because the homeboy is a righteous, in good standing Norteño as we speak. Okay? That was actually part of a military operation that's very clandestine, that was very quietly kept. I mean, a lot of people heard about it later on, but at that time, you know, being an elite member of Special Force shows you, gente, that anyone could do it. De vato was a fucking straight up Norteño con un huelga bird on the chest and everything, with the activities in the bed. He still is. He's in the hood right now. Guarantees in the hood right now. He's watching this story like, fucking vato, I can't tell you shit. You know what I mean? Nope. ¿Sabes qué? Pensa la tira. Anyways, I got his permission to tell this story because it's a fact. But anyway, trip out. Fucking, it tells you and it lets you know that you can achieve anything in life. That you could be what you want. Be all that you can be. But I'm a Norteño, so it's good. You could be in a Special Forces elite officer as well. So I don't like that word, officer. Well, I don't either, pero it just came out. That's just how it is. I just thought it was an interesting story to tell. You know, that people that are defending our country, you know, a lot of people look down upon gang members. Hey, let's walk across the street because that guy got a red paño and I don't know, you know what I mean? He has a 14 on him, so he's trying to do 14 different bad things to us. Nah, just because people are from the barrio, dress a certain way, look a certain way, have tattoos, present themselves as such, doesn't necessarily mean they're bad people. Them same people defended your punk assholes. So you can go to Arby's tonight. Them are the type of people that we need to respect and show love for. You know, people don't know these stories, and that's why I'm here to put them out. You know, to give not clout. So that ain't the word. Fuck you. I'm a dick ride to the dick slide. Nah, I don't care about that. We're not talking about clout. I'm talking about give respect and acknowledgement to people that did that and done that for us. Okay, as gente. That's Americans. That's the Mexican Americans. We don't like babosos, but there's a lot of them, so we gotta fucking adapt to it, right? That's how it is. But at the end of the day, quietly as it's kept, the Vato's a true American hero in a norteño fashion. And the sureño as well, the Vato de Florencia, he was in that motherfucker like, allegedly. He was handling his business. But they never get spoken on. They never get acknowledged for the participation or what they do. I know it's a clandestine operation. I know they're special forces and Vatos aren't supposed to know who they are because they especially forced their way in and handle their business. But at the same time, it's always good to hear these stories and pay homage and respect to the Vatos that deserve it. No matter where they're from, what color they are, you know what I mean, what they like eating for dinner. I feel like chicken tonight. I feel like fucking Arby's tonight in a mamon fashion. And that's just what it is. But it'd be like that. Anyway, so interesting stories, man. The Vatos told me a lot of stories. Another little footnote, I'm going to tell you a little story. So I end up getting a mahale. I get a mahale in the town, you know. I was a foreman of this fucking shop called Modern Air Mechanical in Merced. And a lot of people know what I'm talking about, so it's right there in the Beechwood area. I get a mahale. And you understand, he had just got out of the military, so he was not used to, he was very institutionalized, or what do you call it, PTSD. He wasn't used to being around a lot of gente. But he was a homeboy, man, norteño, so the embracement was real. Canalismo, come on, homie, I got you a job. I got you a pinche job, that's it, right? The Vato comes to work, and I remember there's some J-Cat there, man. Some J-Cat talking about, hey, I'm just doing this in the meantime. I'm going to be a police officer. It was at that moment. We knew he was a little bitch, right? So he comes over, and they're carrying some sheet metal. And I remember this Vato fucking slips, and he cuts my homeboy's arm, and my homeboy done choked this motherfucker out till the wheels fell out, right? So his eyes were over here. And I was like, no, don't do it. He was having flashbacks of Kuwait and shit. Get off him, right? And the Vato said, listen here, motherfucker. I defended our country for 9 fucking years, and I never got a scratch on my body. And just because the wind's blowing, motherfucker, you damn near cut my arm off. I should choke your bitch out, right? It was a funny situation, but I seen his eyes glaze over. I seen everything that, it was like at that exact moment, I seen everything that he ever went through. He displayed it. The Vato was no joke. Special Forces, my ass. The Vato was a whole different type. And may the Force, utterly, Luke, I am your father. He was on some fucking intergalactic shit. That Vato hit 2 somersaults, a cartwheel, a backflip, a chokehold, a camel clutch, and did it pushing. It was different, right? But it be like that sometimes, man. You can't fuck with these gente. You don't know who the fuck you're fucking with. So the Vato ain't got hands. He's got choke skills, though. You better watch out. One time for your mind. Anyways, with that being said, man, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I thought this was some stories I should put out there. A little bit different. You know how an active norteño as well as an active Southsider at that time were involved in this operation to kill Uday and Uday Hussein. Something in American history that's not spoken about and something I wanted to put out there. Simon, the raza was involved. Bang. Can nobody hold me down? Can nobody hold me down? Oh, no. We got to keep on moving, right? You know what I mean? Situation number 9. That was situation number 9, homie. Blowing your mind. Real talk. Anyways, it happened. Fact check it. Google it. Do whatever the fuck you got to do. Just know at the end of the day, man, everything I stated is actual and factual, man. It's real stories being told to me that I'm telling to you. And in that fashion. Hey, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about you and your familia, man. Strive to be a better person, to have better things. So that way you maybe you'll get a better car this year. So you need a hybrid. But the gas is expensive. With that being said, man, you can hit that like and subscribe if you like this. If not, thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I ain't tripping, man. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, which is the unity of all raza go together for power. Orale, la onda style. But we don't shine shoes, homie. We're Mexicans. We kill people. Orale. Allegedly. Sometimes. Bye-bye.